Modernization of the T-62 or suicide tank versus the Leopard 2. The recent visit of a Russian official to the 103rd Armored Repair Plant where repairs and modernization of T-62 tanks destined for Ukraine takes place has caused quite a stir online. The video footage of the visit shows that instead of modern T-14 Armata tanks, Russia is mass removing and sending old T-62 tanks to Ukraine. Yes, this is indicative of the capabilities of its military-industrial complex, but it is also indicative of how mediocrely they are restoring even the T-62s. The video footage clearly shows the process of modernizing T-62 tanks by installing passive protection in the form of metal polymer blocks and dynamic protection contact one on the upper frontal part. According to the geniuses behind this should improve the tank's armor protection, but there is a catch. The installation of metal polymer blocks or dynamic protection contact one on T-62 tanks increased their survivability against tanks from the 1960s and weapons such as the 115mm cannon and RPG-7. However, modern weapons such as 125mm armor-piercing sub-caliber and cumulative shells, as well as ATGMs such as Stugner P and Javelin, can easily penetrate this layered pie. Furthermore, the installation of metal polymer blocks significantly increased the pressure on the tank's running gear, causing deformation of the tires and increased wear and tear on the standard parts. The balancing rods of the suspension break down non-stop due to the high load on the suspension. The energy consumption of the hydraulic shock absorbers decreases, and the destruction of the bolted connections of the rims of the drive wheels accelerates due to the increased traction forces. Moreover, the tank, which was not particularly known for its mobility and could only reach a maximum speed of 50 km per hour, became even slower and less maneuverable after the installation of the modernization kit. This is a clear example of how modern Russian military-industrial complex is capable to spoil even the obsolete heritage of the USSR with its interference. What is this if not degradation? Although, what is the question? It is the very real degradation, and we see new evidence of this every week. Meanwhile, Ukrainian troops are completing their training on German Leopard 2 tanks in Germany. According to the commander of the tank school in Munster, this training will enable Ukrainian tank crews to use modern weapons systems on the battlefield. The Spanish Ministry of Defense has also reported that the first Ukrainian Leopard 2 tank crews have completed their training, and will soon return to Ukraine. Training was also provided for 15 Ukrainian technicians who will service the tanks. Additionally, British intelligence has reported that Russian armed forces are imposing increasingly strict limits on the use of artillery ammunition. Shortages of ammunition are a key reason for the occupiers' inability to conduct offensive operations. They have started to supply ammunition that was once considered unfit for use. A spokesperson for the Ukrainian Armed Forces has stated that the Russian offensive in the areas of Mariinka and Avdiivka is losing steam. The number of assaults has decreased threefold compared to last week, and the number of shelling incidents has also significantly decreased, as the occupiers are forced to apply limits on ammunition use. It seems like the Russian military's obsession with Soviet-era tanks has finally caught up with them. While Ukrainian tank crews are busy mastering the cutting-edge technology of Leopard 2s, the Russians are stuck trying to modernize outdated T-62s. It's like driving a vintage car, but the chances of getting to the target alive tends to zero. All kidding aside, it's clear that Ukraine is making serious strides in modernizing its military, while Russia is stuck in a time warp.